And she says, oh, okay. You're here? You mean you're actually here? Okay. Right now I'm in that kind of spot where there ain't nothing. There ain't nobody. This is for all the loners out there. Or not. Men, women. Hey man, happy Valentine's Day. Or not. Whatever you want to feel. I'm alone. I'm alone on most holidays. But I have a great story about Valentine's Day. And it isn't going to change your life. It's going to make you think. And so, hey, I've been alone for about, 20 years. But I had a girlfriend about, 7 years ago. I'm 60 now. Let's see how I was in. Okay, let's just go back to 53. I was 53 years old, and I had a girlfriend, the last girlfriend I had, and she was 35. I was 53, she's 35. So much younger than me. And I went into that kind of going, well, I know this is probably not sustainable, but we were just such good friends and had a great time in Alaska, and we just hitchhiked all over Alaska and went climbing and hiking and just did a bunch of stuff. And but I knew her for a long time. She came up one summer, spent pretty much the whole summer with me, and then that winter we were going to get back together, do some stuff, and I was getting ready to go to Nepal, and so we knew we weren't going to see each other very much. But Valentine's Day, I was in California, and I needed to get to Salt Lake City to see this girl that I was just head over heels kinda for, but she's just a good friend, really, and I wanted to go see her, and we'd had this great summer together, and I know a lot of you are going to relate with this, and hopefully it doesn't bring back bad memories. This is supposed to bring back good memories in some sort of way, and but it was my last Valentine's, like my last card from somebody, my last kiss and hug and all that. Well, supposed to be. And then I flew to Salt Lake City. Oh, no, I actually took the train. I didn't want to fly that time. I just wanted to take my time getting out there. So I went to Salt Lake City to see her in Ogden, actually, and then took the train to Ogden. And I got there, and I thought, I'm going to get a hotel room for my first night. And she knew I was coming soon, but didn't know exactly when. So I wanted to get out there and do some hiking around also and just, get myself orientated. And then I call her. I said, hey, man, I'm here. And she says, oh, okay. You're here? You mean you're actually here? Okay, let's see. I'm at school right now. And then all of a sudden, I could just tell right then. You know how you can just tell? You can just feel something, and it's like, and maybe it was the fact that I just didn't tell her I was coming on that certain day, but I also said, hey, I'm in a hotel, and I'm going to hang out. I'll be here for a couple days. It's not Valentine's for a few days. And she said, oh, yeah, that's cool. She goes, no, I'm going to come over and see you later today. And I go, okay, cool. And that's kind of how I am. I don't just show up at somebody's door, but I'll get somewhere early to orientate, especially if it's another country or state, and check it out and, kind of get my feel for the place. And then anyway, so she came over later and said, hey, I've got to do something tomorrow all day, and then we can get together for Valentine's Day. And I said, cool. Yeah, no problem, man. That'd be great. Just go do your thing. I'm going to go do my thing. That's the way I am. And then the night before Valentine's, I got a text message and says, I'm not feeling good. And then I said, oh, bummer. Okay. And then anyway, long story short, it just didn't happen. She said, I've met somebody else, or I can't really remember what happened, or things have changed and whatever. Been through this before. I think I've also put someone through that before, so I wasn't gonna get too upset. But it was a little depressing, and here I am in Salt Lake City, and I'm like, God, my heart feels really heavy right now. I don't like feeling like this. Okay, yeah, you can say I put myself there, right? And I think we always do put ourselves in those situations. That all I can say is I felt like shit, and I never wanted to feel that way again. So maybe I avoided relationships or, any possible relationships just because that last one was sort of like, man. And then the thing came right after that. that thing about 5 years ago. And then everybody was kind of separated. I went to Colombia, spent a year in the mountains alone. And then at that point, I was like, I may not ever have a girlfriend again. It's like a reality. I may not ever find somebody again. And that's okay. I mean, I've really my life has become so busy with things and stuff that I'm, it's like, I don't know if I'd have time for it or not. But, when it happens, you make time for it, right? If you fall in love with somebody or whatever. But right now I'm in that kind of spot where there ain't nothing. There ain't nobody, So it's okay. It's just sort of like the reality is, man, remember when there used to be all sorts of notes and letters and all sorts of opportunities, and then now I'm sitting here and it is like at a dead stop. 60 years old. I know I'm not alone, but I'm here to tell you there's a lot of fun out there. There's a lot of things to do. You can, I don't know, maybe you've already realized that. You're already sitting there going, Darren, I knew that 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I know I'm going to get comments about it. Please like and subscribe and come along on this solo journey with me. But I meet people. I meet a lot of great people, men, women, and everything. And I have relationships with people, but, I'm just not living with somebody and around somebody all the time. Thanks for watching.